Hey everyone, it is Pete from Abstract Ocean. Today we are installing the real wood veneer cover for the second generation center console. If you're not sure what that means, second gen looks like this. It has the sliding door and the felty Qi charging pad at the back. The first gen is the shiny black, piano black center console. Before we install this, we're going to remove this, which is the satin carbon fiber cover. You've got no real reason to watch this, so feel free to skip to the next chapter if you're not interested. But if you want to watch a carbon fiber cover getting broken as I remove it, then great. Otherwise we'll jump onto the installation. Before we start, we're going to need some of this, some isopropyl alcohol spray. The reason we don't ship it is it's just difficult to ship this stuff around the country, let alone internationally. So, but hopefully you have some of this in your house. If not, your local supermarket, grocery store, chemist, pharmacy will certainly have it. We're using 91%. You can use 91 or 70. And we use this because it stops the adhesive on the back of the veneer panels from biting straight away, so you can maneuver stuff a little bit easier. But as soon as it evaporates, then the adhesive takes hold and you're sort of as good as gold. But just while you're trying to get it positioned, it's a lot easier to do that without the adhesive grabbing. Okay, we're going to take this off, then we'll get to the installation. So this piece will probably come off fairly easily. This might make some ugly noises. Yeah. Alright, first bit off, that was a lot of fun. Yeah. Give that a clean up in a second. Alright, that's those off. I'm actually going to use the alcohol spray real quick just to give it a quick clean. Before you install any cover or vinyl on your center console, make sure it's clean, free from dust and other goop. You can probably see these patterns on this center console. This poor thing has been our test mule for everything. So, but if you're going to be installing a cover like this, which does use the 3M VHB, the automotive tape on the back, there is a chance it'll start to mark your center console after a while. Vinyl doesn't do that, but certainly some of these other more permanent products will. So if you're not keen on that idea, then maybe consider one of the vinyl covers instead. Alright, good to go. So we're going to open this up. There is a note on the front of the package. Take care when opening. We've done our best to minimize our packaging just for every product we do now, so we're using recycled pulp, as little plastic as possible. Stuff's expensive to ship now, both domestically and internationally, so the smaller the better, and then obviously the recycled content is a better option anyway. So be careful when you open it, but there is a protective sheet inside as well. So we'll move that out of the way. These are the two panels. Get rid of that. So you can see that's the cup holder piece. And this is the top piece. So this is made from a recon wood veneer, exactly the same as what Tesla uses. It's like an open pore. So since the Model 3 came out in 2018, we've been looking for a vinyl or something that would match the dash. There's nothing, so it's taken us this long to perfect a product, and of course we're using the same wood that Tesla uses because that's really the only way to do it. So if you're looking for something that's a perfect match to your wooden dash in your 3 or Y, then this is the only option we sell. It's the only option we're going to sell, and it's the best one out there. But because it's a veneer, you do need to be a little careful. Obviously these thin pieces are quite fragile, the grain goes that way, so there is a risk that it could break if you're not too careful with it, so just go slow and easy with it. This piece is the easier piece to fit because it only has to get contained on 2 sides. This top piece is more complicated because it's on 3 sides. So what we're going to do is start with the easy piece, get some practice in, and then we'll move to the more fiddly piece. Okay, so you can see the adhesive on the back. I'm just going to start removing this and we'll fly through this on the video because this might take me a minute even though I've got fingernails. Okay, so hopefully you can see on the camera, here's the 3M tape is very thin. So what we're going to do, and the general approach will be that it does tuck under the 2 sides. So this piece is fairly easy, so we'll just have to kind of not bend it but kind of just kink it in the middle into place and it'll fit right in. But because we want to be able to slide it around a little bit, we're just going to put some alcohol down first. Alright, spread it around a little bit, make sure there's no dry spots because that's where it'll stick if there are any. Wipe it on your jeans, and then we're going to kind of get over here a little bit. So we're going to tuck it under one side. Kind of bend it just a little tiny bit just to get it under that side. Okay, and now we're going to just maneuver it while we can. Need to be fairly quick because it doesn't take long for the alcohol to evaporate, of course. Alright, that's nice. Double check your lines, so feel along this back edge here, make sure that's kind of symmetrical and even. And obviously on this front edge here in particular, we want to make sure that when the veneer is applied to this top section, the gap is even and symmetrical all the way along. So we're just going to move that in, and bear in mind that this top piece kind of, you know, above these skinny bits will move a little bit independently of the rest of it, so you can maneuver this to be exactly where you want it to be, and then just apply a little bit of pressure while the alcohol flashes off. Let's get a rag as well. I may have been a little bit too liberal with my alcohol spraying, so this is going to take a minute, but when it does cure, or sorry, flash or evaporate, that'll be nicely stuck down. So while we're waiting for that magic to happen, we're going to switch to the top piece real quick. Alright, so now we're on to this top piece. So we've just watched this go on. That was pretty easy, pretty straightforward. The complication with the top piece is not only do you have to get it in on 2 sides, you have to get it in place over the handle and also tuck it in at the back. So you kind of got 3 or 4 things to pay attention to. So we'll just dry fit it first so we get an idea of how it fits. Let's get that tucked in properly there. Okay, so that's kind of how it'll look when it's finished. And then if I just take this back off again, again being quite careful with it. So yeah, it's just this back edge that kind of adds to the complication. It's easy to get it on 2 sides, getting it on 3 sides is a little more tricky. So same thing, I'm going to peel off the tape. You can this will be sped through and then we'll get to fitting it. Okay, so you can see we've removed the backing now, it's ready to go on. So we're going to do the same thing. Let me just, so I'm not covering this in alcohol as well, just protect that just a little bit. It does no harm, but you know, it doesn't hurt. Okay, spread that around, especially on the edges so we don't want it to bite. Okay, lovely. So moving quite quickly again. We're going to get it under, for me, the far edge. I'm in the passenger seat obviously at the moment. Then we're going to bend it a little bit, get it under this bit, and then we're going to shove it towards the back and get it under there as well. And there you go. You can see it slides around pretty happily for now. That won't last for long, so there we go. So it's as simple as that. Trust me when I tell you, the alcohol helps. I don't mean, you know, having a shot before you do this, although it probably helps as well, but it's virtually impossible to do without the alcohol. It's actually quite frustrating. So the cup holder piece is doable, especially for that carbon fibre one we just took off. That was actually pretty easy to do this piece, but certainly for this top piece, just go ahead and use the isoprop just to help things out. Okay, we're going to let all of this sit for about 15 minutes just so everything flashes away, and we will be back. Okay, we are back. So I've allowed about 20 minutes for the alcohol to evaporate away. That leaves us with this cover like this. Hopefully you can see on the little portable camera. It ended up really nice. I was just going to show you the door still open and closes fine. On my particular dash, on this one, it does rub a tiny bit up here. It's really unavoidable just because obviously we're adding an extra, you know, it's a really a minuscule amount, but about 2 millimeters or just under of height to it. So, but it doesn't affect the opening at all. Other than that, the finish is very nice. I forgot to say at the top of the video, this is the composition of this is Recon veneer. Then there is the stain to match the Tesla wood, of course, and then the final sort of polyurethane coating is an Italian varnish. It's a satin finish, so it protects from water, protects from UV as well, of course, so it'll stop any fading and so on. So I hope you like the finished look of this. If you are looking for something that matches your wooden dash on your Tesla Model 3 or Y, this is absolutely the best option, and we've spent nearly 4 years looking for it, so I hope you like it. Thanks for watching.